Hello, my name is Jacob and welcome to the Pro Series, where we've all settled into Term 1. In today's Pro session, we'll be going over the ins and outs of creating a report template. So we'll be going over how to add certain data to it, creating the template itself and what each button does, editing existing templates, and also looking at our help articles and what they go over. Alright, so to begin, we are now logged in into SmartSuite. We'll go over to our system menu button and then jump down to reports and open up reports. Now, first up, I'll go over the what's really involved in creating a template. So for this case, I'll just be creating a new report, make it a statistics report. Actually, statistics is something different, so I'll just do detailed data for now. This is the one where you get and be able to add your own reports. Give it a name. The best report ever, and give it a group. So depending on what category you want to make this report on, a good one would be, let's just do overdues, since overdues is a popular one. So I like to save it after every time I change my tab settings. So this tab is done. This was the report settings tab. Now I'm going over to the conditions. Now conditions is what information is being looked at. So because this is a overdue report, we want to know if this book is overdue. So we click on days overdue, and it'll be equal or larger than 0 days overdue. Cool. Click save. And do a little preview to see any data is shown, and we get a bit of data, but it looks a little messy. I don't understand any of this. That does not look good. How do we fix that? All right. So what I'll do is, just so it looks a little easier and better, I will just open this up again. Where did my report go? There it is, the best title. All right, so I've just opened it up again and we'll go in and click configure. So before I get into result data, ordering setting will dictate how data is organized. So you can do it by a particular field. So for example, if you want a surname or say first name to be what you want to be like order by, you can click first name. This will put everything from A at the top and Z at the bottom, based on their first name. Click save again since we are done with this tab, and we'll go over to result data. And this is the important one. This is where you need to add in all the headers or headings you want your report to have. So because this is an overdue report, I want things like title. I want to know what book that is overdue. So we will go and find title. There it is. Also, I want to know what kind of barcode this is, since this is a copy, and it's a little hard to see all, like, what are you looking, unless you know what you're looking for, you don't really know what's where. But if you know the name of what you're looking for, what you can do is you can press Control Find or Control F on the keyboard and type in what you want. So I want copy barcode, so I can just type in barcode. And just like that, it highlights it for us. I can click on copy barcode. What else I want on this report? I want due date. And I also want to find out who this is, whose book this is pretty much. So I'll go first name. Also look up surname. I want to know the patron barcode. Patron barcode. I want. And say I want to email this to the student as well. We also need to include a special or another field, which is just the email field. Email. This will allow us to send this report to them. All right, now for the big part, the template. My template is currently blank. Basically, this is our canvas, and everything around it is our tools to augment the canvas how we see fit. So I'll go over from left to right on what each thing does. So first up is the block thing. So these four little, I guess widgets, you can call them, are all located here. And what you can do is you can just drag them onto the canvas to activate them. So this is the block widget, I guess. Open it up, and it tells us what kind of block we want to create. So I'll just delete this real quick. Do that again so I can describe what this is showing here. So this allows us to set a kind of style for our report. So if you just want one column, we select this. If you want two columns, you select that. If you want three columns, you can select this one. And if you want one small column and one large column, we can select this one. Additionally, if we want to have specialized grouping, and I'll get into this later, we can select these ones here. I'll show an example of what these look like later. But for now, I'll close out of this and go to the next one, text. So I'll delete this one again, so it's less confusing. The text one, this will just allow us to create a text box that we can edit ourselves. So I will just grab it and drag it. I can now click on our tools here. I'll go a bit over on what this tool does. So we'll start from here. So this icon here, the gear icon, well, if we click this will allow us to change the text in the field. So I could type, "This is my text for an overdue report." And I'll just copy and paste this. Let's do some line breaks. So there's our text, and we can change the font size. So go sans serif if we wanted to. Highlight again, change the heading, so make it bigger. Paragraph text, it's fine. Also change the font size if we want to. Make it bold. You can make it italic, underline. You change the background color, so maybe we want this to be red. It's a very bright text. Let's change it back to black. We also have the option to change the background color as well. This again is a text color. I like it black, and then we're going to change the background color to say light cream. And change that back and just say text. Additionally, we can indent it and reverse that. We can put them in quoted so it's more indented. We can create lists as well. This button creates a little list. This is a list. And then you press enter and it'll keep the list going. And if you do the number one, it will change it to a numbered list, and then we'll keep, change to a number list. This is now a number list. Number list. Keep going down, simple as that. We also have some simple undo and redo buttons. If I don't like what I just did, I can just press that. And then if I want to bring it back, let's press this. I can hyperlink something. So if I say I want to make this a link, I can just click on this. And then whatever URL I enter here, so let's use google.com.au. The HTTPS. I get this right. Still just need www. All right, it still needs the actual full URL. So sample, I'll just use this one here. And he's happy. And that's now a link. If I upload over, it'll hover. And if I want to break this, I'll just highlight it and unlock. Additionally, this is the strike through text. So I can create a strike through my line. This one here is we have a line break, so we can create a nice line there. I'll just remove that with the undo button. Again, if you wanted to enter a special character, we can use this. So we have specialized characters that we want to enter. A copyright sign or a quarter sign. The list is there. Additionally, we also have remove formatting, so we can just make this text look normal, just like that. And additionally, we have a button we can select all. Again, you can just press Control A and select them all as well. All right, so that's what these do. What about what's up here? What does this do? So, the first up, I just remove this and press, scroll down a little bit, sorry, and press save. And save again. I can now preview my report, and the template looks kind of something like this. We're getting somewhere. I'll go back to the text box. And what this here does is this allows us to take from what's in result data and add it to our template. So this is, so if we go book name and then press the plus sign here, it will imprint and it looks like this. When I click save and click preview, it will now show, this is apparently what's in the title field of an overdue item. But it will display that. Additionally, this can be, say, I want to do patron name. And then go into here. And we have a bunch of fields we can choose. And this is all based on what's in our result data. So we have copy barcode, we have due date, first name. So we have a patron name. So we click on first name, click the plus sign, then we can press space, open it up again, click surname, and click this again. And we have patron, first name, and surname. Click save again, we'll preview. Now we have our patron's name in the field. So what's next? So this will, we can pretty much do everything here with the event. If I want to show due date, let's say show due date. If I close out of this, what's on it next? So these tools here just help us rearrange where the box is. So say I want to make this text fill the screen. There we go. I can move it around, position it how I like. And say I had something below here, I could use this item to drag it down and move something back up, so on and so forth. And then I've shown this before, this is delete the template widgets are already there. All right, so next up we have the image widget. So I grab this, drag this over here, and hover over it, and then click the gear icon. This allows me to set an image. So I can either upload my own, look, a nice picture here. Let's just use the cover of this video. Perfect. All right, and I can now add a picture here, and it doesn't fit, so back icon. Go, now I have a nice picture there. And then if I use this tool here, I should be able to drag it above here. I drag next to it. All right. Down. There we go. Now my report is looking a little better. Go. Oh, we're going to click save. Then click preview. I just want to show something wrong with file. So let's try a different file. I want to choose my school logo. It's really big, so fiddle around with it. It's like this one. Okay, that's it. All right. Still, this is not an overview report. It doesn't really look like one. It doesn't really show the information we want. What else can we do? All right, this is when our result table comes in. The result widget we can drag on the screen. This here will create a table of our result. So here currently, it will just show everything. So go back to this tab here. We have 5 or so tabs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 headings here. And we can display any and all of these. Go to template. So right now, it's just 5 columns now, but I drag this out. And click save and click preview. My report now has some information in it. It kind of looks like an actual report now. But still, the information is not really what I want it to look like. So what else can we do? So click close. What we can do here is, so the top column here is the title of our that column. So we can change this to say book title. Click save and click preview. Now see book title here, column name. And then when we click the drop down box, we can choose what information is displayed in this column. Do you want title on this one, copy barcode in this one, due date in this one, first name, surname in the next. And if I go back to preview, we can see that our barcode is not fully displayed. It's kind of cut off. That means there's not enough room to display the full barcode. So what we can do is we'll shrink back down title using the little button down here. We'll drag it all down there. And I can increase the size of copy barcode. And I don't really need like the full name of copy barcode in my heading. So I can just change this to barcode. Click save, click preview. And there's our full barcodes. We can see them all. Now, but it doesn't really show exactly what I want. If this is going to be an overdue letter for each particular patron, I want it to be able to show just their information. Here's just listing of information. So what we can do is If you scroll back up, a bunch of tools up here. So I'll go from left to right just so we go over everything. So first one is this icon here. This gear icon allows us to dictate margin sizes on the top, left, the right, the bottom. Also choose a page style depending on what information we display. All up to you. I'll make sure if you make any changes here, click save. Next options is to change your format. This is your A4. This is what we're currently using. This is for an A4 piece of paper. This here is for, I think it's A3. We'll just increase the size to, let's say, landscape. And if we have a lot of information in our result table, we can increase this. We'll also just drag this across, and then with the plus sign, add more information we see fit. I did forget to go over that. We have these tools here will increase how many columns you can add. And the amount of columns is fixed to how many columns you have in result data. I have 7 columns here. That means we currently have 7 columns to show here. And again, essentially you can move the table around. This increases the table size. And then to remove a column, you can just click the button here. Now to add a new column, say we have we want to add new ones, we click the plus sign, the drop down box, say we want to add, for example, their class grade. Class grade, so there's homeroom, where's class? There it is, we click class grade, click save. If we go in here and say we want to change email to class grade, it doesn't appear yet. What we're going to do is press the plus sign, and it appears. And say you don't want this, you want actual email to be the class grade, and just click sign, and click email. The class grade is there. Now we have class grade. Click save, and the report is now saved. We open up our thing, we can see that the report's much larger in width, because we've chosen width format. So we go back to A4, make sure thing is in size. I don't need the rest of it's here. Here now it's in the dotted lines. These kind of show you how much space you have. So because our thing is really large right now, so I'll move this back so it's in line. You can kind of tell if your report's in line when this bar here disappears. Good, are we good? That should be good. Click save, click preview. Everything's so next up we have icons over here. So we have this button will clear all our work we've done. I don't really want to show it just yet because I believe this will do it. Yep, all right, I did it. So all our work has now disappeared and we've lost it. Now we're gonna start again. That's fine because the next ones will help us out a little bit. Next icon is to save our template. If we like this template so much, we can click save. And it will save it under the report name. So and to find that, search icon here. And this shows all templates in the system. So we have the ones that are in the ones that we've created ourselves, or the ones from FSI, and the ones down here are the ones that have been created personally by you or one of our staff members. Now, that was a lot of work trying to set that up, trying to set up all the nitty-gritty information of an overdue report. What we can do is, if we already have a template that we like already, we just want to make it edited, we can, as I said, click the little microphone glass and search for a template we like. Click over an overdues, click on overdues letters, go down, click template. We now have one that's pre-made with all the nuts and bolts, and it looks pretty damn good. And we don't need to stress over having to make it look exactly like this, which could take. We don't have that. Now we click save and click preview. Report looks a lot better. However, this isn't matching up. This isn't a cost. What's going on here? Oh, it's just using title. All right, we need to fix that. All right, so this report is missing call number and cost. So we'll go back into result data. We'll click on here. And we want to add in call number. Go. And we also want to add in cost. Again, I'm using Control F to use the find feature, to find them a little easier. All right. Back in the template, hit save, hit plus, and I hit the minus again just to update the tables. I can find call number, and I can also find cost. And just back to call number because I like how much neater it is. Click save, click preview. And now call number there, we have cost, looking a little better. However, I think this is showing records that are for everybody. This isn't just for Anne here. This is for everybody. This is a lot of just ran. I don't want to show everything here. Additionally, I've got to mention that we have Anne at the top here. That's because we have site name here. So back in the result data we go. Hit the plus sign. Hit that. Now we need to find site name, which should be at the very bottom. It doesn't want to show sort of giant. Yeah, there we go. There is site name. Click save. Template. Hit preview. Now a title is showing there, our site name is showing, which should be a school name. All right, fantastic. All right, so next up we have is, this is showing all the results for Anne. No, this is showing Anne's overdues, everyone on the system's overdues in one. But if it's a letter just for Anne, we just want to show the letters. So what we can do is, next drop-down box, it says full results here. When I click this drop-down box is important as it will dictate what information or how the information is tied to the report. So for example, watch when I click each line, click save, then click preview. Look at the format of the report. Now, a little better, but it's only giving one line to each thing. So as you can see, Anthony got one book, so it works fine for Anne. But look down below, we have Charles here. He has Cat's overdue. Oh, then here's another one. He has Meow overdue. He has Zoo overdue. He has Bee overdue. Something's gone wrong. That doesn't work. Each line does not work. Click it open again, and title wouldn't really work. Copy barcode wouldn't really work, but patron barcode. Click patron barcode and click save. Click preview. Now every overdue is now tied to that patron. So go back and look this up. Anne's only got one. By Charles, he had 4. They're all now grouped together, nice and neat. We can probably send this off to him and say, hey, yeah, they're overdue. Get back to us at your late convenience. Not bad. Close again. And I did mention a little bit about, it does not show in this report, that's fine. So I'll go back to that later. So to recap, now edit this a little easier. Say we want a custom message. Now click that gear icon. These below items are currently overdue. Please return them now. And I'm going to click this, so just take that. Click save. Now our message has been saved and edited. Again, say I want their full name here, or the what if I want to send this to their parents? New one. So click save. So we need to add in self data. Sign. Parent name. First name, that's what we right there. We want to address their parents with their first name, little informal. Let's go and change this to parent surname. Parent surname. Template. Save. Open this up, and we can just delete this like normal. That's gone. Open the drop-down box. Surname. Click that. But just saying dear their last name doesn't really make sense. So what we can do is back in the result panel, the plus sign. Click on parent title. Maybe that's patron title. We want parent. There it is. Save. Create a template. And we can add in here parent title. And now this would show if these fields are filled in the patron's information in patron management. It will now fill in these titles, or fill in these blanks, I guess, with the relevant information. I click preview. I don't think I have such information tied to their name. Not, so it's showing nothing at the moment. But for example, go on a little detour here. So Anne Jones's information. Find, insert her name here. So in parent, their information is blank. So we have Jones here and parent title. We go with Mr. and email Jones at myemail.com. Go back to our report. Now, if we just click again, click preview, we have now Dear Mr. Jones, all items are currently overdue. It doesn't really make sense now, so we can edit this message again. The below items, your child has the following items below overdue. Please return them now, or there will be penalties. Penalties. You can use much better lingo than I can't really think of great words to use in a report. I can spell properly apparently as well, but that's fine. This is only a demo of what you can do. Spelling mistakes are fine. All right. So this kind of makes a bit more sense. The report looks a lot better. We have a lot more control over what is displayed. And again, I can touch on this briefly on being able to email it. This kind of needs to be emailed. You click generate. And I don't want to go too in depth with how to email it. It's a lot, but you need to email. Save the parent. We can click this drop down box and make sure email is selected. Or if email is selected, we'll just send to the patron's email. We have other videos you can look up or other help articles on how to fully set up overdue letters for your entire school. This is more just focused on templates. So that was a lot. So we went over to how to add report data, which is just your result data here. We went over to creating a template, editing templates. So what you can do is, a feature that I didn't cover just yet, is that we have all our default reports here. So for example, we have catalog with copies by barcode. We can click open, and I went off by heart. Actually, I do. I think it's crit 001. Click generate, and we have information displayed like this. We can augment this however we see it. We can set that replacement doesn't really fit on the screen. Title's a little large. We want more space for the title maybe. So what we can do is we can click on configure, and what happens when we press this button, it will duplicate the report. It says here, copies of barcode duplicated. So we can be like, copies by barcode better. BTs. All right, and I want to save this report. Now we can go into the template, and it's already there. We can augment this a little more. So I say I want more of this information to be seeable on the screen. I can make this a landscape report, make the title much larger. Make sure we drag out this icon here so we see more information. Make replacement cost, there we see it a bit more. Drag the ISBN, drag out the copy barcode, rename copy barcode, just barcode, and copy call number, we just need call number. Neater, drag this title out a bit more to the end, click save, generate again, and now our report looks a little better. Actually, it's cut off. What's happened? Back to configure, go to template, and why is our report only showing a bit of it? That looks good. Click generate. I'm going to show everything interesting. All right, so I'll look into that. Let's see if we print it as a PDF, see how it looks. Open up that PDF. Okay, much better. And it's all showed in all its glory. Title's still a little large. Maybe that's because of the book I've chosen has a much larger title. Likes to include everybody who's been a part of it. Would have just been this. That's more of an issue how the book was catalogued. But it shows you what you can do with reports. We can go back to the home page. So any and all reports can be duplicated and you can use their templates if you like them. They can also be edited and everything of the such. In addition, we have further support. If this wasn't enough or you want more of a step-by-step guide with some images and some GIFs, we have some help articles. So go into the help section of your screen here. And then we have a bunch of help articles on reporting specifically. So I went over your own details report. So click on this. This report here just goes over the steps that I just went pretty much to be able to enter your own details report. This one here shows off over how to use your result data, add stuff to it. It doesn't go over template editing. It just goes over how you can add your own result data. We have other articles such as if you want to email them, scheduled emails, one-off emails, you want to view report, setting up automatic overdue emails that I briefly covered. And we also have one like this, create a template report. And it goes over briefly on what you can do with making a report. It goes to some of the tools I used as a GIF on how they work. Again, if you want a quick refresher, again, you can also just rewatch this video. And that's about it, really. It's a lot to take in. Reports is it's very finicky, but once you spend some time with it, play around with it, it becomes pretty simple to use. And worst case scenario, if you need some help, you can always reach out to support, which you can do by clicking the system menu and going to the mailbox. Again, we also have down here with support, we have the end of contact support, search our help articles, look at our training videos, check out our Facebook user community group, and we also have our quick start guide. That has been an in-depth look at template and report templating. I've been Jacob. Thank you for watching. But sticking around for a little bit, so if anyone's here asking some questions, I'll be in the chat to ask around. But if not, the full video will be available to watch on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.